This week's episode of Baddies Midwest was explosive, to say the least, when we saw fan favorite Tommy show up and shock all the girls. It was the house against Tommy. All the girls were pretty much against Tommy. She had her back against the wall, and we saw what happened. We saw what she resorted to, baby. We saw it, right? And you better believe we're going to talk about it. Welcome back to Damien After Dark. If you're new here or you haven't subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button below. Click that thumbs up button and like this video if you don't mind. That helps me get into the YouTube algorithm. Join the conversation by getting in the comment section below and leaving me all your thoughts and opinions on what went down this week on Baddies Midwest. All right, I gotta hear you guys' thoughts. I gotta hear what you had to say about what went down, what happened, whose side are you on, who's in the right, who's in the wrong. Okay, and last but certainly not least, if you would like to donate to the Damien After Dark movement to help us grow and sustain this channel, in the description box below, down there, will be some ways that you can donate. All right, we do PayPal, we do Cash App, we do Venmo, we do Zelle, and I also have my Amazon wish list down there. Thank you all so very much for your love, for your support, for being here, your presence, liking the video. If you don't do anything else while you're here, simply like the video, okay? It's free to do, and that is your way of supporting, all right? Love you guys so very much, and I thank you again for being here. Wow, hope you all had a great weekend. My plan was to do this video last night after the episode aired, but I had so much happening yesterday. I was tied up, being pulled in every different direction, and then I ended up going and having a margarita with a friend of mine at like, I think we got there at like 8 o'clock, and they closed at like 9. I felt bad, so I like try to give the guy a good tip, which, we were in and out in an hour, had a margarita, smoked a bunch of blunts. By the time I got home, bitch, you think I was able to watch Baddies and recap this shit? I was so, I just passed out. Like, I just passed out. So, nevertheless, here we are, Monday. Let's talk about it, okay? Now, this is probably the most talked about episode of the season, right? This is the most anticipated episode of the season. It was trending on Twitter last night. Number one trending thing when it came to reality TV, what people were watching, that was the number one trending spot. Tommy's got some impact here, right? We can't deny that Tommy has impact when it comes to being on reality television. The people want to see her. The people, enjoy watching her, whether you love her or you hate her. I think she's very polarizing. I think she brings, she brings something a little different to the girls. And I like seeing what Tommy's going to show up wearing. I like seeing what she's going to wear. To me, I think she's always been like a fashion girl. So that's what I enjoy the most about Tommy. Now, to me, I think she needs a full-time spot on Baddies. I think, or her own show. Better yet, give Tommy her own show. Shit. Because she's up there with Natalie and Jocelyn to me. To me, Tommy is like a Natalie or a Jocelyn. I feel like she deserves her own show, like a charm school or something. Wait, that wouldn't make sense because Tommy's a mess. She would need to be on charm school, right? She couldn't host a charm school because Tommy's a hot mess, but y'all get where I'm trying to get here. Like, we maybe a love show. I don't know if I want to see a love show, but for Tommy, what kind of show would Tommy have, y'all? I don't know. So the girls are in St. Louis still, right? Slim is now gone. Thank the Lord. Slim is gone. I'm just glad that this whole Rolly versus Slim situation is over. Two things for me can be true at once, all right? Because I don't want to look like a flip flop here. Because y'all know I don't like Slim. I was here for her to be gone. I was Team Rolly up until last week with that situation because for me, it just crossed the line. It was too much, for someone that was that small, for that many people to be attacking her at one time. It was not warranted for me. To me, the punishment just did not fit the crime. And in my opinion, two things can be true at once, okay? The punishment may not have fit the crime. The two things can be true at once, that I don't like Slim and I don't feel sorry for her. But, but she was also treated poorly, and we can't deny that. She was treated poorly, and in my opinion, she should have never, like, I just feel like she should have never been there in the first place. And once she subjected herself to being beat on 50, 11 times, at what point do you walk away on your own? Why did you have to be kicked out? Like I told you guys last week, I really think in Slim's mind, she thought that she was going to get to stay until Natalie was finally like, you need to go. But what sickens me about it is it was all puppeteering because Natalie and Zeus and the rest of them, they knew what they were doing. Let's keep her here long enough. Let's watch her get her ass beat enough times, and then let's kick her to the curb. And then we'll throw her a little change, make her happy, and everybody's happy, right? Now, Natalie comes out and she talks to some of the newbies. They're outside around the fire. This entire episode took place around the fireplace outside. Did y'all notice that? Like we didn't normally they go to a club. Normally we see sprinter van scenes, bus scenes, private jet scenes. Tonight it took place. It was like one single scene just played. Like that's all we saw was them around the fireplace. And Natalie is talking to some of the newbies and she says, "Look, we're about to have a house meeting and we have a special guest coming," which and all the girls when they hear that, when they hear house meeting, when they hear special guests, they already know something's about to go down, right? This isn't real life. It's not like when you say, "Hey, we're going to have a party Friday night and I got a special guest coming." No, this is Baddies. We're having a house meeting and a special guest is coming, and that means that the producers have produced something to where some drama is going to go down and some action is going to take place, right? Because that's what they do on this produced ass show. Now, am I becoming a Pretty P stan? I think I'm becoming a Pretty P stan. I really like her. I said that last week, but the more I watch her, and I know we're now towards the end of the season, I really like Pretty P a lot, and I love her in that silver look she had on. She had that shimmery silver top, or sequined silver top, and then that short black bob. I thought she looked really good, and she can fight. Okay, let's not get it twisted, bitch. Don't let the pretty face fool you. They don't call her Pretty P just because she's pretty. All right. Now, Natalie is, of course, outside around the fire pit talking to all the girls, and she gets the tea on what's been going on, like what's been happening, what went down lately with the girls and why they're fighting. And Nunu says that she still got smoke for Biggie. She's not over what's going down with her and Biggie, and she still wants to, she wants to go another round. Anna was like, no, not my friend Biggie, no, blah, 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 blah. But then Anna spins it on Summer and says that, and Summer needs to learn to stay out of people's business. And it's like, what are you talking about? Did Summer say something in that moment that got in her business? Did I miss something? Because Anna's like, Summer needs to stay out of people's business. Is that not the pot calling the kettle black? Because you're getting in their business now. Like, girl, I don't. Anyway, Natalie says or Natalie and the girls find it weird because it gets brought up that Pretty P is talking to Emma. Pretty P has been texting Emma and she told Emma that some of the girls called her ugly, right? So that gets brought up at the meeting, and Natalie and some of the girls were like trying to make it a big deal in a way, like, why are you talking to Emma? She's no longer here. And I'm just like, why? I didn't understand that. Let's not pretend this girl was not a part of the cast. Let's not pretend that this girl was just here, what, 2 or 3 episodes ago? Emma may not no longer be a part of the cast, but does that mean that she's no longer a baddie? Does that mean Emma doesn't get to show up to the premiere? That Emma doesn't get to show up to any of the Baddies events because she's gone home now? No, I'm pretty sure y'all are going to have Emma at the Baddies events. I'm sure when Natalie sees Emma, she's going to be like, oh my God, Emma, hey, with that fake shit that she does. So I'm just confused on why the animosity towards Pretty P for talking to Emma. She was a cast member. She was there. She formed bonds and relationships with some of those girls. Of course, they're still going to talk. Like, it's giving cult. Like I've always said, it's giving cult to me. Um, Now Natalie, in true pimp fashion, in her confessional, says Whatever happens in this house stays in this house. In her confessional. I mean, just, and the way she said it, she thinks she's being intimidating with her stone cold chin and then beady eyes. Whatever happened in this house stays in this house. Like, girl, you ain't scaring nobody. Again, it's giving cult. It's giving whatever we do to you, whatever we say to you, whatever we make you allegedly do, or stays with us, and you don't say nothing to nobody. Whatever pussy you allegedly sell while we're in Dubai, you don't say nothing. Whatever Nigerian's dick you ride, allegedly, for a Dior bag, you don't say nothing. I'm just saying. Now, Dolly comes out after hearing her name in the mix of the conversation because Pretty P had they were talking about her and Dolly's situation because Dolly's the one that's mainly upset that Pretty P was talking to Emma. So, Natalie says, "Well, who won? If Pretty P and Bad Dolly were fighting, who won?" And Tinkerbella says that Pretty P won, which we see Bad Dolly acknowledge the fact that Pretty P won. Dolly even says, yeah, she was getting more hits in. She was getting more hits in. So, at least we can fairly say who won that fight, right? Now, Dolly, I guess she's mad that she won the fight, or maybe she's embarrassed that everybody is saying that Pretty P won the fight. So she's wanting to keep fighting. Meanwhile, she's in a cast, okay? Meanwhile, her hand is in a cast. Her nose is damn near broke, if not broke. All right? And she is talking about, I want to fight. I want to take another. Girl, this is not Now That's TV. Okay? Sit down. This is not Now That's TV. On Baddies, we have some dialogue. On Baddies, we don't just fight the entire fucking episode. Like, sit down with your broke wrist, your broke hand, and your broke fucking nose. Like, just stop, Dolly, because you're doing the most, and you want camera time. You want clout. You want to be seen. You want to be that girl. You want to be bad. You want to have the summer energy, the fan favorite energy, the one that everybody's talking about and oohing and ahhing over, and it's not giving that. Especially with that shit you be wearing. Baby girl, where is the gay man in your life? We're going to get into that in a minute. Now, actually, we're already there. Let's go ahead and get into it. When I say where is the gay man in her life, I've been talking about this for the last 3-4 episodes. Can we get into this Halloween Express ass confessional look? Who approved of this shit? Because I'm tired of seeing it. Who approved of this? Moment of silence for this look. Quick moment of silence. Now, y'all know that I complain a lot about the producers of this show and the production of this show. Um, there should have been someone there, the talent producer, someone, I don't know, the stylist, somebody there on the Zeus team should not have let Dolly go into her confessional looking like this. This should not have been approved. Isn't Baddies supposed to be a brand? Isn't it supposed to have an aesthetic? When I think of a baddie, I think of a girl that she not only is she a baddie in her behavior and her demeanor, but she gives the look. She looks like a baddie from head to toe, hair done, nails done, everything did, right? So what are we doing here then? This is not Halloween. Why is she dressed up as if she's the bride of Chucky and she's about to go get candy from door to door? And if I wanted, if I, if I'm an executive at a company or I'm a party promoter or I'm wanting to do a brand deal with the newest hottest girls or whatever, and somebody says, "Oh, do a deal with the baddies," and I'm like, "Okay, who are the baddies? Let me see the baddies." I'm an old white man. I don't really know what the pop culture, what's going on in pop culture, right? I'm an old white man that owed a bunch of money. The old white folks that run all the companies and shit. One of them. and then he ain't gonna know what Baddies is. And they say he says, "Show me Baddies. I wanna throw some money at them. I want them to come to this event. I want them to X Y." And then you pull up episode and you see Bad Dolly looking like this. Is this what we represent now? Now let's continue. Natalie brings up last night with Slim and Rolly, and she says, Rolly, I thought you were going to throw Slim's ass off the balcony last night. And we see Nunu in her confessional say, Slim, how are you going to let Rolly make you leave? How are you going to let Rolly get you up out of here? But we all know that Slim had no choice. They're making it like Slim packed her bags and left on her own. That girl was kicking and clawing, not wanting to leave, okay? She did not want to leave. She did not leave on her own. Slim left because she had no choice, and Natalie and the production made her go, okay? Let's be real. They used her up for what they needed her for, and now it's time to go. Simple as that. Now, um, Jayla chimes in and she says that Rolly gave Slim the chance to redeem herself, no matter the circumstance, and she couldn't rise to the occasion. It's no one's fault. Good day and good riddance. Well, Jayla, you've been here since Baddies South and you haven't risen to the occasion yet, so what's your fucking excuse? Oh, that's right, you dick ride Natalie, kiss her ass and pucker up to her pussy lips every day and night and every moment you're around her, and that's why you are where you are, okay? You couldn't follow the Claremont twins after season 14. You couldn't follow them and ride their coattails and be the third triplet of the group, so you had to latch on to Natalie, because let's face it, Jayla has been a follower ever since she came on the scene on her season of Bad Girls Club. It is what it is. That's just the facts. That's the facts. That's not an opinion. That's the facts. Jayla does not stand on her own. She's always riding behind somebody else and riding on their coattails. I want to see you do something on your own, Jayla. I even said it. Let's give Jayla a model show. Let's let her, try to discover models for her brand or something. I don't know anything else but Baddies. To me, she's just not a good fit for this show. Um, Now, I just want to know what. Okay, y'all know I don't like Slim. That made that abundantly clear. But I'm just like, wow, when I'm watching all this and I'm watching these girls and how fucking just fake and fraudulent they are, because I just want to know what Slim did to all these girls. Do you know what I'm saying? For me as a viewer, I cannot like Slim based off of what I see, but what did Slim do to all these girls who started this show with her? Rolly, Natalie, Scotty, Jayla, those are the ones that are currently there who were there from Baddies South. What did she do to those girls to where they're, well, we know Rolly. We already know what Rolly and her situation was she did. But the other three, they were just they kind of like wrote her off. Like, yeah, we don't want you here. Rolly don't like you. We don't like you either. Get out. Even though Slim started Baddies South with them. It's just like Slim has the plague. Now, Rolly did say that Slim did not come back after Baddies South because she was hard to work with. She was hard to work with, right? I'm taking that as she was hard to work with when it came to the producers, behind the scenes moments, being drunk all the time, being rude, those type of things. But what does that have to do with the other four girls? What does that have to do with, what does that have to do with Natalie, Scotty, and Jayla? I don't get why I guess what I'm getting at is I don't get why Scotty, Rolly, Natalie, and Jayla are good enough to come back, but why Slim is not good enough to come back. I don't get that. And it's based off of the way that they're just treating her, like she's got the plague, like she's just dirty or nasty or something. And honestly, I'm going to be real with y'all. I feel like we're missing something. I feel like there's a bigger puzzle piece here that's missing, and we're just not seeing it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just because they're not airing it. I don't know if it's something that happened behind the scenes. But anyway, Natalie asks where Ivory is. Because we know Ivory is still gone, right? She's gone to she had to go to court. So she asked where Ivory is, and Jaden says, "You know I got a crush on her. Where's she at?" And I'm like, Jaden, you know Ivory got a whole relationship, right? I'm pretty sure. Now I could be wrong. They could be broken up, but last I saw, Ivory was in a relationship on her Instagram, from what I saw. Okay, Jaden. So put the cat down. Simmer down the kitty cat. Let the kitty simmer. Okay. Um. So yeah, Natalie says that Ivory is had court in LA, but she's coming back tonight. And then Natalie says that there's going to be an elimination and that they're going to go on vacation to Hawaii and just everyone can't go with us. And I'm just like, oh, ew, I'm so sick of the entitlement, the elitism, that I'm better than you. Get off my show. We're eliminating somebody tonight and then we're getting on the private jet and going to Hawaii and you're not going. And it's just, it just seems all like one big cult and like the I'm better than you attitude. Now, Jayla asked Natalie, what does it take to go on one of these vacations? Like, pretty much, what does it take to get to go on the vacation and not get eliminated? And Anna says, don't piss in the Sprinter van. And Summer says, eat my dust. And Jayla then starts arguing with Summer back and forth, like, and Natalie says, that's not giving OG behavior. Natalie says, that's not giving OG behavior. Who here likes Summer? Natalie is always putting Jayla and Scotty in their fucking place. Did y'all notice that? Have y'all noticed the difference in how Natalie treats Rolly and then how she treats Jayla and Scotty? The ones that she knows she can punk, the ones Natalie knows she can bulldoze and run over and talk crazy to, that's the ones she talks crazy to. She don't talk to Rolly like that. Rolly talks to Natalie like that. As we saw in this week's episode when Rolly wouldn't down with the tomfoolery that was going on. But Natalie says, who here likes Summer? Natalie knows that Summer brings it. Love her or hate her, okay? Whether you love her or hate her, Natalie knows that Summer brings it, and she's not going anywhere. So if you're against Summer, Natalie don't want to hear it. If you want Summer to go home or you're against her, Natalie ain't trying to hear it, as we just saw with Jayla. And so half the girls raise their hands, they cheer for Summer. They want her to be there, but I do think that she should be pulled aside and be talked to by production, especially after last week with Slim and how she does keep butting in everything and jumping folks or not jumping, sneaking folks and all that other shit. I do think that she needs a talking to. Like, you're gonna have to bring it down a few notches, Summer, or we're gonna have to send you packing. Because here's the thing: everybody is replaceable. Summer wasn't here for 5 seasons, and this show was successful. She can go if she don't want to simmer down. Everybody can go. We can clear a motherfucking house and start over with a whole new cast. That would just be my mentality, okay? Now, Nat tells the girls that we're going to do the eliminations later, but in the meantime, we have a special guest, and the special guest is Tommy. She lets the girls know that Tommy is coming. We see the energy in the room shifts immediately. Akbar takes her shoes off, and she stands up and goes over by the fire, puts her hands by the fire. You can tell there's some issues there between those two. Tasiki speaks up and says, we can never go anywhere with Tommy because she always starts a fight. And to me, this is the most Tasiki has said all season long. Who would have known that all we needed was Tommy to come back to rattle the motherfucking cages and get these OGs on their motherfucking feet, bitch? Who would have thunk it? That was the most we heard Tasiki say all motherfucking season long. The girls are rattled. Now, Natalie says, who would have ever known all these girls have issues with Tommy? Yeah, Natalie, who would have ever known it? Who would have ever thunk it, huh? Now, Rolly speaks up and she says she's pretty much not feeling it. She's not feeling that Tommy is there. Um, and Natalie's over here in full actress producer mode. I get it. I get it. Yeah, I get it, girls. I get it. Jayla says there's always chaos when Tommy pops into the scene. And I'm like, girl, you just got here. You just got back 5 minutes ago. Chill out. You haven't even been around when Tommy's around. Jayla was around one time when Tommy popped up on Baddies Caribbean on the horse. And like what? You like girl bye. Jayla bye. You just follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. That's Jayla. She might as well be Dorothy, bitch. Just following the motherfucking yellow brick road wherever it goddamn goes. Shut up, Jayla. Now, Natalie tries to justify her bringing Tommy there, right? She tries to justify bringing Tommy in. And giving all doing what Natalie does. Well, guys, I just get and Rolly's like, Natalie, Rolly's like, I feel like you've been lacking, and I feel like you've been slacking, and I feel like you've been letting bitches slide, okay? And Scotty says, yeah, it can't be the same thing over and over and over and all this fighting. And Rolly says, you shut up, Scotty, because you don't even fight. And Scotty says, yeah, because I'm not a fighter. You know that. I'm not going to fight over and over and over again. And I'm just like, what is going on here? Wait a minute. Scotty just caught a strike from Rolly. I mean, and that came out of nowhere, bitch. Like, out of nowhere. I was not expecting that to come from Rolly to, fire off at Scotty like that. But it's like, what's going on? What's happening behind the scenes? Is there some tension? Is the girls not feeling one another? We all know Scotty don't fight. We all know that Scotty is there for one reason and on one reason only. Just like Anna, she allegedly laid on her back. She allegedly blow popped and she allegedly swallowed some kids to stay where she at, and that's okay. It is what it is. We used to it at this point. What's bitching and complaining gonna do? Nothing. So maybe that's why Rolly's mad that she's got to put in the work. I think that's what it is. And actually that is what it is because we hear Rolly say, "I'm tired of this shit because you don't ever fight." We talking about Natalie because Natalie has been fighting and you barely fight. But I was confused by that. I'm like, when does Natalie fight? We haven't seen Natalie fight since Batty South. Are we serious right now? Like, I didn't get that statement there at all, Rolly. Like something I don't know. Some Rolly seemed off this episode. The last few episodes, I don't know what's been going on with my girl. She just seemed like she got to stick up her ass. She seemed like she did not feeling it. She says that Rolly says that she's tired of people talking behind people's backs, and then when they get in their face, y'all don't do shit. I'm sick of that shit. Y'all not about to use me as an ear or a shoulder to cry on, and the next thing you know, you hugged up with the bitch. She says she's not going to keep fighting their battles. And she points at Natalie and says, yes, you are the executive producer, Natalie, but you're not allowed to hug these bitches while we have to keep fighting these bitches and doing the hard work while you do the easy work. So in translation, Rolly is pissed that Natalie has brought Tommy there and is expecting these girls to fight Tommy while Natalie stands back like this, does nothing, keeps her hands clean, and can break bread with Tommy and act like nothing's an issue. Which we've been saying that all season. We've been saying that all season. That let's not put it all on Natalie. All y'all OGs have been sitting back, sitting pretty, perched up, not doing a goddamn thing, collecting your checks, and now you're mad that you got to work for it. Yeah, I agree that Natalie should be doing more, but at the end of the day, if she's running the motherfucking show, this is why I constantly say that Natalie needs to be behind the scenes because her being the executive producer, it muddies the water. Because now we're all looking at you like, are you going to clock in? Are you going to get in the paint? Are you going to fight? You and Tommy had issues too. That's why these girls are pressed and they're upset. They're like, why would you have Tommy be here? Which that's not all Natalie's fault. It's Zeus too. Zeus wanted Tommy there, okay? They probably brought the idea to Natalie. Natalie's like, yeah, let's do it because at the end of the day, she's about her business and she's about her money. And I think she keeps her emotions out of it. And she's like, if Tommy's gonna bring the ratings and bring us a check, let's do it. I'm not gonna lie though, I wasn't expecting Rolly to clock Natalie like that because typically I've always thought that Rolly kisses Natalie's ass for the sake of staying on the show and keeping her check. Um, but I mean, really, I honestly feel like they're all upset because they've been coasting all season and now they've got to work. Now you got to get up and clock in. I mean, is that why we really all mad? Um, And then y'all catch the shade. Rolly said, "Who's the real baddies here?" Pretty much saying we all fighting while you sitting back not doing nothing. Who are the real baddies here? Okay. Tommy pulls up in the all blacked out SUV wearing her designer Tom Brown. Okay. The girls were clowning her look, but I thought it was cute. I liked it. I thought it was very, rich bitch. Um, it does. It did feel like Natalie was orchestrating all these little fights with the girls against Tommy. And Biggie low key clocked that too. We hear Biggie in the confessional say that Natalie's trying to cop a plea and get out of fighting Tommy and have the rest of the girls fight her. I mean, is this anything new? This is how Natalie rolls. Why are we all acting surprised? Accept her for who she is or don't accept her at all. So Tommy walks in with her shopping bags and her Tom Brown outfit, and she's giving out packs of weed. I guess she's got her own marijuana business now. I guess I don't know, but she's giving out packs of weed. Tommy looks at Akbar. She asks Akbar, "Are you good? Are you good?" And Akbar is like, "Well, the last time you and I were together on the conversation, you was doing the most and throwing shit at me." And they play the flashback of Tommy and Akbar on the conversation, which was literally like what, 2019, 2020, 2021. Um, I'm just like, really, Akbar? This was years ago. Are we really still holding on to that? Anyway, Tommy and Akbar are calmly trying to have a conversation at first, if you didn't notice. If you at the very beginning when Tommy walks in, her and Akbar are like trying to talk like two grown women, but you got Jayla and Natalie in the background. I hate when people do that. I hate when people do the little schoolgirl snickering, laughing bullshit intentionally to try to embarrass, humiliate, do whatever you trying to do. Because at the end of the day, the joke's on you, and you look a fool. Like, what were y'all really even laughing at? It just and again, actually, let me take that back. Natalie was the one laughing, but as per usual, Jayla go following the yellow brick road and following the leader and doing whatever Natalie does because she wants to keep her job and she knows without Zeus she has no relevance. Now, Tommy tells Akbar that Akbar didn't bring her to Zeus, that Akbar did not make her relevant, and Tommy says, I'm always the special guest. I mean, she's not lying. She was the special guest, what, last season? This season? Baddies. Was she on Baddies East? I feel like Tommy showed up on Baddies East. We know she was on West. Anyway, while Natalie and Jayla and them snickered and laughing, Tommy is like, she walks off for a second and she says that this is too corny. And I don't blame her because if I show up and I'm trying to have a conversation and then you got girls snickering in the background, especially you, Natalie, who invited Tommy there, and now you're, it would be weird. I'm like, what are y'all doing? This is corny. This is weird as fuck. Now, if I slap the fuck out of you, Natalie, the way Tommy did when they were in London, then it'd be a problem. Y'all remember when they were in London for that Floyd Mayweather fight and Tommy walked by wearing those scrubs and slapped the shit out of Natalie was eating food and all of a sudden, wow, we did a video on it here. That happened a few years ago. We did a video on it here. Um, Now Rolly chimes in. I don't know where this came from because Rolly, you weren't even addressed, my love. So I don't even know why you chimed in. But I guess you wanted the literal smoke because Rolly chimes in and says, Tommy will do anything for a check. And Tommy says, well, the last time I checked, we were doing the same thing, but our wages were different. Clock it. I mean, let's be real, Rolly. If Tommy's doing anything for a check, what are you doing? Weren't you on Jerry Springer putting mayonnaise all over your body or whatever she was putting all over her body? I don't remember what Rolly was doing back in the day, but she was putting something all over herself on Jerry Springer. And from what I heard, Jerry Springer, do they even pay you? I don't even think they really pay you. They might fly you out, put you in a hotel, but Tommy's doing the exact same thing you're doing, Rolly. She said that she's got, but the only difference is the wages are different. But I was thinking, damn, is Tommy really making more money than Rolly when Rolly's been on the show consistently for 5 seasons? God damn, if that's the case and she's making more, that's sad. I would be pissed if I found out Tommy was making more with one episode than Rolly was making in 20 episodes. I just find that hard to believe. I just find that hard to believe. Now, I'm like Scotty. Scotty said, all this weed Tommy has brought, and y'all want to argue with the girl. Hey, I'm with her on that. Let's just roll up. Shit. Why we gotta fight? Why we gotta argue? Now, Rolly was going in on Tommy and reading her down, and I was shocked how calm Tommy was about it. But then I realized, oh, she's so calm because what she's got up her sleeve, literally, and that bunny rabbit. Because we know that Tommy is holding a bunny rabbit. And Rolly was like going in on Tommy about her outfit, her lip, and her lip fillers, the bunny rabbit that she was holding that had this GUN inside of it. So, Tommy's sitting there calm, like letting Rolly get it out, letting Rolly say all these horrible things about her. She's like, okay, okay. And there's a lot of rah rah going back and forth. Everybody's kind of talking over one another. Rolly's yelling at Tommy, and Scotty notices that the bunny rabbit has this big hole in it, and she asks Tommy, why has your bunny rabbit got a hole in it? And Tommy's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, what's in there? What do you got in that bunny rabbit? And Scotty already knew when she saw, because that's how I would be. I'm going to be peeping everything. While they arguing, I'm peeping. Because first of all, why you got a bunny rabbit in your hand to begin with? Like, I guess you could try to pull it off like it was part of the outfit, but it just didn't really make sense to me unless it was like a purse. I would have had it in my purse. I wouldn't have had it in a bunny rabbit because I feel like the bunny rabbit was giving it away. Anyway, so Scotty's already peeped what's going on, that something fishy is going on. In that moment, I probably would have got up and walked out if I would have noticed that there was a hole in the bunny rabbit and she's holding it a start. Because if you notice, like, I'll use my sweatpants as an example. Tommy's holding the bunny rabbit, right? And she's got her hand in the bunny rabbit and she's holding it like this. So if I would have noticed that there's a hole in this and you got your hand in it like this, like no, I'm gonna go ahead and get on up out of here. Okay. Um, Natalie says, so is everybody cool? Once everything calms down a little bit, Natalie's like, is everybody cool? We gotta go to the club. We gotta get out of here. And Tinka says, no, I'm not cool. Of course, Tinka Bella's gotta get her 5 seconds of clout. She gotta get her camera time off this situation. We already know how Tinka is. And when she says I'm not cool, Tommy's like, oh God. Oh God, I don't even know this girl. What? What is it? Like what? And Tinkerbella says that her issue with Tommy comes from the reunion when Tommy decided to make a comment like she didn't know who Tinkerbella was. And the comment that she's referring to is when Tommy was pretty much telling Meatball to not let Tinkerbella don't let this girl that's a crash out get to you. Tommy was pretty much telling Meatball, don't let Tinkerbella get to you. She's a crash out. Let her do her thing. Blase, blase, blah. And Tinkerbella took offense to that when she saw it air on the reunion. Um, so Tink starts walking up to Tommy, and she says, "Why are you not fighting?" So in that moment, Tommy takes it as this girl is about to attack me, right? She's walking up to me. She says, "Why are you not fighting?" And Tommy reaches in the bunny. We see her reach in the bunny rabbit. She pulls out the pow pow and she shoots. Now we find out that it was a BBGUN, okay? It was a BBGUN. It wasn't a real GUN, but that still doesn't negate the fact that that shit would have been scary as fuck, okay? Let's not get it twisted. I don't care. Well, first of all, what was shocking was the amount of people who sat there under their blankets, okay, as if they were at a motherfucking Broadway show watching a play. Okay, a lot of the girls sat there with their blankets covered up as the firing was going on, like they were at the movie theater, bitch, or they were at the theater watching a play go on. It's like we were at the live production of Set It Off. And that's what shocked me, because let me tell you something, bitch. I would have been like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You ain't a gangster. You ain't this. I would have been like, Akbar, bitch, gone. You hear me? Gone. Akbar was behind Tommy, and as soon as she saw that come out and go, poof, Akbar took the off, running. Okay? Woof. I mean, she was out of there, right? Listen, and I'm with her on that. I don't care if it's a BBGUN. I don't care if it's a stun GUN. I don't care if it's a toy GUN. You pull out something that looks identical to a GUN and it starts firing, you ain't got to fire. You pull it out. I'm out of there. I'm done. It's a wrap. We're finished. Especially if we're on a job, especially if we're working. Like, it's one thing out in the real world where we know we're already traumatized. If you live in America, you're traumatized already enough by the GUN violence that goes on. By, you can't even go to the park without worry if there's some idiot out there who's going to pull out one and start firing. But then I got to go to work and worry about it too? Hello? Now we see Rolly, she took off running. Natalie and Jayla fell backwards in their chair. Nunu is screaming, laughing like some shit is funny and shit is sweet. And I'm just like, shit, ain't nothing funny to me if I was there, okay? Now, get it. If we're, for us as viewers, entertainers, and you watching at home, right, it is fun to watch, right? Like, oh my God. But I'm putting myself, if I was there, I understand why some of the girls were livid and upset, because I would be too. All right. Like, it's all entertainment and fun and games until you've been in situations like that in real life before, okay? Because if any of you at home watching, have been in situations that involved a GUN, or you've been a victim of GUN violence or anything like that, these types of situations can be traumatizing, right? These types of situations can be traumatizing. I've had GUNs pointed at me before. 3 feet away from me, I had a cop, boom, bust down my door, just like this. I've been in a drive-by shooting before. I don't know if the words will get. I don't know if that'll flag. I don't know if YouTube will flag us saying they're not. But I've been in a drive-by before by my stepfather. My mom was done and seeing someone else. My stepfather couldn't handle it. He pulls up. We take off running. So these types of situations are not funny to me at all. At all. Now, again, watching them is one thing. But if I was there, baby, the way I would be calling my attorney so motherfucking quick. Like, what we got to do, because I'm traumatized and my employer is not protecting me. Johnny Cochran, are you there? Now, Tinka Bella says in her confessional that she was hit by one of the BB pellets. But if you watch the footage, when Tommy fires, Tinkerbella is standing there laughing like like it's almost like Tinkerbella realized right off the bat that it was a BBGUN and not a real one. So she was trying to play it cool, like, oh, this doesn't bother me. Oh, this doesn't. Oh, she got a BBG. I ain't seen nobody scared. That's what it seemed like when you watch the footage back. Tinka's just standing there laughing and smiling. So my thing is, if you were hit by a pellet, wouldn't you go like this in the video, or kind of jump, or nudge, or shimmy, or do something, run like Rolly did? Because I'm just saying, when you replay it and you watch it, it don't look like Tinkerbella was hit. That's just me. I don't know. I don't know. Now I'm like Pretty P in this moment. I felt like Pretty P because she said, "You taking me back to shit I done been through, bitch." The only difference is Pretty P was actually shot. I wasn't, but Pretty P says she don't play with guns, and that shit was not cool, and it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't, and I love Tommy, but it wasn't cool, Tommy. Like it really wasn't. It makes you look like a crash out. Like it's not that deep. Now, Tommy's defense is like she says she says if she's gonna go to her job and not feel safe, she's got to defend herself. Well, my thing is if you feel that unsafe, don't go on the show. Y'all got 1,000 security guards behind you. You know what this job entails. You know when you go on Baddies and they pay you that big check that they pay you, Tommy, that you're going to have to get in there and scrap a little bit. You know they ain't going to let nothing happen to you. Now, if this were the real world and Tommy was out in the streets and a girl was doing this to her, running up on her, I could almost defend it. Like I get it, I get it. You gotta defend yourself. But we're on baddies. Y'all are fighting. There isn't like nobody out here has GUNs. Nobody out here has a blade in their hand. Nobody out here has a stun, a taser like she had last season at the reunion. Always want to bring weapons into shit. For what reason? I don't know why. Y'all know what you signing up for. Don't do these shows if you ain't about the business. Rolly says that she was hit in the titty and she is livid at this point, okay? She's got a bottle of liquor in her hand. Rolly's walking around the house, walking around the building with the bottle of liquor in her hand like this, looking for Tommy. And Natalie says in her confessional that we should all know that Tommy comes with tricks up her sleeve, trying to justify what just happened. And it's like, it's not cool, Natalie. And it's not going to be cool until y'all's asses get sued up the yin yang wazoo. Like, you're supposed to make sure that these girls are safe regardless if of the fighting. Regardless of the fighting, y'all as their employers are supposed to make sure that they are safe and the weapons are a no-go. And the fact that people got hit with this pellet, and y'all can miss me with it, I refuse to believe that Zeus didn't know about it. Zeus knew exactly what she had planned. That's why they had everything set up just right. The angles, the security to swoop in as soon as she fired. They knew it was going to happen. That's why it was a pellet. Just let it have been Tommy's real choice. Let that have been Tommy's choice, and let that had been Tommy only one that known. She would have had a real GUN in there, not no pellet. That was all orchestrated by Zeus, in my opinion. Now Tinkerbella finds Tommy. She finds Tommy and runs up on her and immediately tries to attack her. Now, you can hear in the background, all the other girls are saying, "Oh, she's whooping her. Look, Tinkerbella's whooping Tommy. She's whooping Tommy." But that's not what I saw. And what I saw when Tinkerbella charged Tommy, Tommy swung that ass around, got a hold of Tinkerbella real tight, and wouldn't let that ass go. Now, I don't know how she had her. I don't know if she had her by her hair. I don't know if she had her with the hands around the neck. I don't know if she was holding on to her shirt. I just know that Tommy had Tinkerbella. She had that hoe by her head and said, "You want a name? You want a name now? Huh? You want a name that bad? You want a name?" It was so funny to watch, okay? Because listen, When Tommy had her by the head, if you looked at her in the face, she had Tinkerbella by the motherfucking head, and she was loving every goddamn minute and wouldn't let go, bitch. She said, "You want a name, ho? I'm gonna give you a name." I was like, "Ooh, Tommy. Ooh, that Tommy is a gritty old thing, okay?" No, keep in mind, Tommy got a whole grandchild. Grandma Tommy out here, Meemaw Tommy out here wilding in these streets, okay? Bitch, we outside tonight. Grandma Tommy. And that's a fine grandma, too, okay? That's a gilf. A grandma I'd like to. All right, Tommy is giving gilf. Now, Tinkerbella brings up in her confessional that when Tommy brought this GU in, all her sisters ran, alluding to no one having her back during that moment. But that's your fault, sister girl, because you chose to run up Tinkerbella. You chose to run up on Tommy after a very serious situation, after what just happened. I wouldn't run up on Tommy either after what just happened, okay? First of all, where is the GUN? Second of all, we don't know what else Tommy has in that bunny rabbit. Is there a taser? Is there a blade up in there? I ain't running up on her. She crazy. Hell no. Now Tinkerbella wants to clown Akbar. She wants to clown Akbar for running up out of there. But see, and that pisses me off because it's like y'all think shit's so sweet. That just shows the age difference in Akbar and Tinkerbella, because Tinkerbella's allegedly 25, going on 40, looking 40. But Akbar and Tinkerbella are like 15 years age difference, damn near. So they're gonna think different. Tinkerbella thinks it's cute to stay around while somebody's got a GUN and fire it off. Oh, you ain't hood, you ain't thug, you ain't about that life, you ain't street. You know what? And it's like it's all fun and games, and it's all hood and street and thug and all that until your ass is in the motherfucking grave, or better yet, until you up at the motherfucking county jail snitching, trying to get your ass out some shit that you got yourself in. But had you been like the Akbar or the one that ran the fuck up out of there, you wouldn't have nothing to do with it. Cause see, that's me. I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't care what people say. Oh, you ain't about that. I don't need to be about that life. Okay, I've been about that life long ago. Don't want it no more. Don't want it no more. Sometimes you're just too grown for it. Sometimes you value and admire your life too much to to entertain the bullshit. And I don't blame Akbar for running up out of there. And actually, Akbar, if y'all recall, she actually quits the show after this. We don't see her go to Hawaii. I remember when this was filming, she took to her Instagram and she said that she was quitting the show. She was not going to Hawaii because of what took place with Tommy. And I mean, I don't know if I would have not went to Hawaii. Sorry, I'm getting that free trip. But I would have been pissed, and I probably would have needed like some time off. I'm not going back the next day. I, yeah, I need some time away. If somebody pulls out a GUN in my vicinity, you think I'm gonna stay and try to save the day? The fuck? Get out of here. Now, Rolly starts raging. Rolly is pissed. She's going off. She's shoving security. She's telling them to move. She's so mad at what just happened and how she got grazed, or how she got hit by the pellet, and how, she didn't get to really fight Tommy or defend herself after the fact. So she's going off. And we see her pick up one of those outdoor chairs that go around the campfires. She picks it up and slings it, bitch, and it hits Nunu in the head. Nunu gets hit. It's literal pandemonium. And listen, next week the chaos continues. All right, the chaos continues next week when we see Natalie up in Biggie's face telling Biggie, "You play a lot of weird games, and that's your bitch, ain't it?" Referencing Tommy. So it looks like they're gonna be blaming Biggie again. Here they go, blaming Biggie. Natalie loves to blame Biggie, right? And Biggie talking about, y'all know she's crazy. Y'all know she's crazy. Wait till Tommy see that footage of you, Biggie. Sort of flipping on her. The reunion's gonna be wild. Now, also next week we're gonna see that Scotty says that Rolly and Tink are mad that Natalie and JLo were laughing the night before at the Tommy situation, which I don't blame them for being upset. I don't blame Rolly and Tinkerbella for being upset that y'all were, well, Tinkerbella, not you. I don't blame Rolly for being upset because you were laughing when it was going on, Tink. You were laughing as the shots were being fired, okay? Um, but I don't blame Rolly as it does feel like a setup. Okay, it's giving setup to me. Now the girls arrive in Hawaii next week as well, and Ivory is back. Ivory's back. Rolly is going to press Natalie about the Tommy situation, and apparently Natalie was getting on the mic at the club in St. Louis and saying that some of the girls were scary. Oh, they're scary. Oh, they're scary. So Rolly's got a problem with that. Scotty and Anna are both arguing with Summer next week's episode. And baby, let me tell you, Summer redeemed herself for me next week, okay? Summer redeems herself for me next week because, and when I say redeemed herself, I'm referencing to when she snuck Scotty because I was kind of done with Summer after that. But baby, the way Summer rocks on a Max jaw next week, I cannot fucking wait. And I'm going to be here for it. Front and center, popcorn ready, waiting to watch every fucking minute of it, okay? I'm here. And then Scotty, you just proved what a scary ass, follow the leader ass, jumping ass, weak ass hoe you are. Because as soon as Summer clocked Anna, here goes Scotty jumping in, attacking Summer. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me, Scotty? You always been a lame though. I mean, what do we expect? You always been a lame. We should have believed Emma when she said you were boring to begin with. Now it's also almost time for Queen Melanie Fox to arrive. Are you guys ready for that? We're nearing the end of the season and we're gonna see one of Ivory's ops come in, and that is Melanie Fox. And Zeus is bringing Melanie Fox in because they wanted to see more of Ivory fight this season, and they didn't really get to see Ivory fight. First of all, she wasn't there for 3 or 4 episodes because she was in court. The other time that she was there, she was laying low. She wasn't really doing much. We saw the room situation play out with her and Big Lex, and we saw them fight, but they wanted more from Ivory. And now we're going to get that when Melanie Fox flies into Hawaii and surprises Ivory. All that and more coming soon. Stay tuned. It's coming right here on the Damien After Dark channel. You don't want to miss the upcoming Baddies Midwest after shows. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly, truly, truly appreciate you guys' support so much. I really, for those that wanted me to recap the Erica Mena show, I really wanted to. I kind of let it get away from me, and now we're on episode 4. I don't think I'll ever be caught up. Um, but I promise I'll make it up to you guys because we got Baddies Gone Wild coming. We got Baddies Africa coming. So much more stuff. I appreciate it. Y'all being patient with me. I've just been super busy with work lately. So thank y'all. Thank y'all for helping this channel grow. So maybe I can leave my job and do this full time. That's the long-term goal, is to leave my job and do content full time, and I can't do it without you, okay? So don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Press the thumbs up button and like this video. Join the conversation and let me know what you thought about this episode, baby. It went down. It went down. And last but not least, if you want to donate, in the description box below will be some ways that you can donate using PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. See you.